Hi everyone, welcome back to Trees and Turtles. My name is Imogen. In today's video, I am sharing 5 things that you can do when you feel like a failure. If you are not already subscribed, make sure you do that. Give this video a big thumbs up, follow me on Instagram, and let's get started. So, failure, we don't like to talk about it, but sometimes we all feel like we failed, whether it is that we have missed a deadline or we haven't achieved a goal that we wanted to achieve, or, you know, sometimes a feeling of failure can be completely irrational. Like, you might just feel like a failure for absolutely no reason at all. That happens. So when we feel like a failure, what can we do? I had a little brainstorm and I have come up with 5 things for you guys to do, which I hope will help. So let's jump straight in. And the first thing that I want you to do is to identify why you feel like this. Now, I already listed a few reasons why you might feel like a failure, but it can really help to kind of just slow down and not let that kind of feeling take over, okay? Because, and trust me, I know it's difficult, okay? I'm someone who has anxiety, and whenever I feel like a failure, it feels like the entire world is just like falling on my head and burying me under the crushing weight of my own inadequacy. But if we can slow down and take a moment to understand why we feel like this, it's going to be a lot easier to deal with, okay? So try and identify why you feel like a failure. Is it because, like I said, you failed to reach a goal? Or is it because you reached a goal but it wasn't quite the goal that you were after? Or has someone been mean to you? Or are you being mean to yourself? So what are the causes, the potential root causes behind this feeling of, oh, I'm a failure? Have a little brainstorm, sit down, pause the video, have a think, and if you can come up with a list, that's great. So, number 2, the next thing that I want you to do is address your feelings with objectivity, okay? So, often we tend to catastrophize things and we tend to see things in a subjective light because we are human beings and we are flawed and we are not always like logic machines that are 100% objective at all times, okay? So try and bring a little bit more logic, a little bit more objectivity back into this scenario. What have you done right? Okay, what have you achieved? Okay, I really want you to focus on those kind of positives in the situation because sometimes we are so harsh on ourselves. Like, I'll give you an example. Okay, so, you know, if you've been on my channel for a while, you will be aware that I graduated from Durham. If you have not been on my channel for a while, what you might not be aware of is that when I was 18, I applied to Oxford. I didn't get in, and however I did get into Durham, and I ended up going to Durham and I had a fantastic time. But for a while I was really hard on myself because I was like, oh, you know, you didn't get into Oxford, and I completely ignored the fact that I got into a fantastic university and I now have an amazing degree. So that was a really kind of that was a learning curve for me to actually be like a lot easier on myself, because I actually achieved a lot there, even though it wasn't necessarily my plan A, okay? And side note, I absolutely love Durham, okay? So this is not intended as a, like, oh, I had to go to Durham. I really enjoyed going to Durham. I loved it. I've made like a ton of videos about it. I am delighted that I ended up going to Durham. Okay, so side note there. Anyway, address your feelings with objectivity. So I really want you to focus on what have you done right? Okay, what have you achieved? What is the good thing that has come out of this situation? And you did that, okay? You did that. That's number 2. All right, number 3. Start something, build something, or have a project, okay? When we feel like a failure, it's often because we feel like we haven't achieved enough, okay? So go and achieve something, all right? You feel like a failure, we are going to get out and we are going to change that, okay? So what is your next project? What is a goal that you have? What is something that you can work towards starting right now? And it could be something super simple, like earlier my kitchen was a mess, so I was like feeling really down about it. I was like, oh, you know, my house is a mess, you know, it was kind of affecting my self-esteem, which it happens when my environment is messy. So I was like, you know what? We are cleaning this kitchen up, and now my kitchen is like so pristine. Guys, it is good. I have a nice kitchen right now. That's a weird brag. I'm sorry. But start something, build something, have a project. It could be something really small, something as small as like cleaning up your environment to make you feel better. I promise it does actually make a difference to like your mental health. Right. The next thing, the number 4, is use it as motivation. Okay, this feeling of failure that you have, it can be fantastic fuel for your motivation, okay? I can't tell you the number of times that I have really sat with my feelings of failure and really let myself feel the sting of feeling like a failure, and used that as absolute fuel to just really push myself to be better. And every time I'm working on a goal and I think, oh, you know, this is too difficult, I can't carry on, I'll sit and I'll think, yes, but I felt like a failure. And that will like push me to really give my best to the task. Is that toxic? I'm not sure. I think it can be if you overdo it, but I think it's important to recognize the difference between understanding where you are right now, that that's not your best self, and using that as motivation to become your best self, and taking that to extremes. So don't take it to extremes, but I think used in moderation, this feeling can be a fantastic source of motivation. So consider using it that way. And finally, number 5, please focus on your own timeline, okay? Now, I know I'm coming on here and I'm like, this is all productivity shit and it probably looks like I have my shit together. I do not, okay? Every time I mention this in almost every video, I do not have my shit together. I am a mess, okay? I am a mess. Like, I am not perfect. Why do you think I started this channel? I am such a nerd about productivity because, like, I do not do well at this. Like, I've had to practice, okay? And this channel has been a way of keeping me motivated to actually, like, be productive and be a better person and achieve my goals, because I am not naturally good at this. Like, I have to work so hard at actually being productive and achieving things. And I think this whole channel is kind of a product of that. It's me pushing myself to be better at, you know, writing, editing, public speaking, like talking on camera, and also achieving the goals that I set out to achieve. Because if I don't, then, you know, you guys are like gonna be like, well, she doesn't walk the talk. So I'm not naturally good at this, okay? I am not good at this. And you should be focusing on your own timeline, okay? Like I am trying to focus on mine. Like, you shouldn't be looking at someone and going, oh, you know, they have it all together, they're like a goddess or whatever. No, focus on your own timeline. Work on your own stuff so you don't have time to worry about what other people are doing, okay? Sometimes the times in my life when I've been the most miserable have been when I'm just sitting around and focusing on what other people are doing and being jealous of them and not actually taking any action to change my own life, okay? And once I started taking action to change my own life, guess what? I was too busy to worry about what the hell they were doing, because I had shit to do, okay? Like, I had a to-do list. My schedule was full. My calendar was like overflowing with things that I had scheduled to do, okay? Focus on your own timeline. Do not worry about anyone else's. That is not your business. All right, those are 5 things to do when you feel like a failure. If you are not already subscribed, please do that. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys later. You are not a failure. All right, bye.